I used to have a boyfriend who had a kink for nylon tights.
You don't do that to me.
No.
With my 70s bush. Keepsakes. What's the fucking point?
Tooth fairy.
Sometimes I just give him 20 quid.
What? What?
Well, it's...
No! Be warned. Be warned. It's LuAnna, and this podcast contains honest, upfront opinions, rants, bants, generally explicit.
Why are you trying to be me?
But what the French person that you are, Lou? Yeah, brilliant. But you know you love it.
Why are you trying to accent?
That's not French.
That is my job, no?
Do your sexiest.
You want me to put a bullet in your head?
Brilliant. What a good start. Start your best, sexiest hello Lufanians this morning. Go on, try your best.
I'm trying to be sexy. Hello, Lufanians. What do you think?
It's quite good, actually. I can be sexy. Listen to this. It's too good to miss.
No. I thought we had this discussion. We're going to be more feminine. We need to... We need to start with each other.
Do you know, actually, I know like the other week, last week, Hi, Lufanians. Welcome to LuAnna The Podcast.
We're in studio. Immo's here too today.
Hello.
Do your sexiest Miss Rabbit from Peppa Pig.
No,
yeah,
thank
do
you.
Miss Rabbit from Peppa Pig.
I don't know what Miss Rabbit sounds like.
Like you.
I've never watched it.
You do sound like Miss Rabbit. It's a compliment.
It's not.
Wow.
It is.
Why? Is she annoying?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Imogen. I'm not going down that route again.
She shags a lot.
Oh. Like a rabbit.
Like a rabbit.
Exactly.
Bex is also
They
here.
had the new baby, didn't they?
Yeah,
Peppa
we
Pig.
didn't even talk about that. Mummy Pig had a baby. Didn't they call it Elsie or something?
Yeah.
What did they call it, Emma?
Elsie.
It was even on like the news.
Evie.
Evie. Same thing.
Did I say the kids came home from school and did I say about this? I can't remember what I said about it. This was the other week and he was like, it was deadly serious. It was like,
It's happened.
yeah. He was like, big news. I was like, what? He went,
Mummy
big
Pig.
news, Mummy Pig's had a baby. And I was like,
It was
I was like, is this big news? He was
Lorraine and
like,
stuff.
everyone's talking about it, Mum. Everyone's talking about it.
It was big news.
It was, wasn't it? I think it's quite cute, isn't it? Isn't it nice to step into the world of innocent kids for a bit? Speaking of innocent kids,
That's always in my head.
I wanted to tooth fairy. We're going through mega tooth fairy-ness at the moment. Enzo's lost like 4 teeth in the space of 2 weeks.
What, as in they don't believe it or they
No,
don't?
well, I don't know.
I've got great like certificates and everything.
Yeah, what
that
do you
I
do?
made
Well, I was
up.
going to ask, what do you do? I mean, I basically forgot because I was filming the other week and then he lost his tooth at like bedtime.
Yeah.
So by the time I'd come home,
I'd
forgotten
a few
about
times.
the bloody thing, hadn't I? So then he wakes up in the morning, but it's Enzo, isn't it? So as in, he wakes up, doesn't do what other children might do. Oh, well, never mind. No. Comes round to my side of the bed.
Yeah.
Absolute breakdown. The tooth fairy
That's what I
forgot.
had when I forgot. It's
Tooth
terrible.
fairy forgot, mummy. I was like, oh, Christ. Damn it. So then I do this sort of stealth. I kind of gaslight my own child, actually, because then I'm like scrabbling around for a £2 coin or something. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure she hasn't. Oh, she has. I've looked everywhere. So then I'm like scrabbling around and like find the £2. I like chuck it in the pillowcase or something. And I'm just like, have you looked in the pillowcase? It could have fallen in there. And then, but it's the only way to calm him bloody down. But I just wonder what you do about tooth fairy, because I know you've got something bougie.
I do. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah,
a
go on.
certificate.
I'm curious what other parents
a
do,
letter
by the way.
and
God.
money. I'll show you.
How
I
much
made
for a
this up
tooth
myself.
nowadays?
Sometimes I just give them 20 quid.
What?
Well, it's all I have.
Just spat my tea out at that. £20?
Wow. It's
Lou,
all
you're setting them up to fail in life. You can't be giving them 20 quid for a milk tooth.
Well, it's all I've had a few times. And the thing is, I just can't be bothered. I just shove that in.
Oh my God. Lufanians, I want to know if anyone has ever topped 20 quid for a milk tooth.
Then, of course, then one's got it. So the
literally-
other one then wants a bloody...
Oh, you're doing the tooth fairy out of a, I don't know.
I know,
Out of
babe.
being relatable. You can't be doing that.
Right, let me...
Even a £5 for a first tooth is extortionate. Everyone knows it's a £1 or £2.
Right, here we go. Here's
Go
the
on.
certificate. Oh, that was the dummy fairy, actually. Here's the tooth fairy.
Your kids will think
I
that they
made
have
this
elite
myself.
tooth fairies. Right, go on.
So this says
you
receipt. This is a receipt the tooth fairy gives. So Clemmy, the date, then I put that age in. How and where was the tooth lost? And I put it where, like at home. The tooth, and then I see I've circled in red there, was that tooth. Quality of tooth, clean, shiny, strong and white. That was £4 for that one.
Did you actually make that?
Yeah, and then here's a certificate. you lost another tooth and they get a certificate, that's the date. I made this in my little app. And then
how do you?
And then I
have
do a
the
letter.
brain and creative capacity to do this. This is so.
No, this is like all my little things I design.
That's so brilliant and so. Oh my god! And there's me scrabbling around for £2 coins.
And then I
throwing
write a
it in the
letter.
bin.
Here you go. So then this is the letter. So this one's to Indy. Dear Indigo. Wow, what a huge tooth. I'm so happy you were so brave. And this is when she went and had her tooth pulled out. Do you remember?
Oh my god!
And let the dentist take away your infection.
To be fair, you have had challenges around that, so I can see why you've hammed it up.
Keep on brushing your teeth. Stay healthy. I don't want you to have more infections. That must have been so painful. You really are so brave, and I'm super proud of you. Lots of love, the Tooth Fairy.
An
So that's
empathetic tooth fairy.
That's what I do. And then they get the receipt, the certificate, and the letter.
Do you leave the tooth or do you remove the tooth?
No, you have to take the tooth because
Well,
she builds her fairy castle.
Well, this is the thing, Lou. This is where we all need to be consistent as parents because this is the bloody problem. Then he says, so I've been taking the teeth and I obviously keep the teeth, obviously, my little keepsake.
But what
then
is
he's
it?
like,
Sometimes, don't you think? Sorry to interject.
no, go on.
Keepsakes.
Yeah.
What's the fuck? I'll just put this at the top of my rant. What's the fucking point in all this keepsake? Oh, I'm going to keep this card. I'm going to keep the tooth. I'm going to keep the first lock
It
of
is
hair.
funny how we keep.
What are you
Why?
going to do with the tooth?
Exactly. You're going to fucking die eventually and it's
Yeah.
going to go in the bin. So instead of keeping all this shit that we keep, I keep the cinema ticket from my first date.
Oh, no,
Why?
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Why do people keep all this
Why
shit?
do we keep the teeth? You're right. Why do we keep kids' teeth? Have you kept your kids' teeth?
No.
Oh, you haven't kept the tooth?
Well, I think I put it in a drawer. I don't know where it is.
Oh, yeah,
now.
chucked in a
But
drawer somewhere.
keepsake. What is the point of a keepsake?
Well, it's nostalgia,
I mean,
innit?
but what for? You're just going to look
You're never
through.
well, you're never
a
gonna
load
look
of
at it.
shit. You don't look at it. The things
You
that
don't
I
look
have
at it.
kept actually were the baby's coming home outfit from the hospital.
Have you? Oh, yeah, I've kept the
Kept
umbilical cord things and the wristbands.
Why have you kept an umbilical cord?
What are you going to do with it?
What are you going to do with that dried, manky bit of skin and a plastic clip?
I've got my placenta pills in the freezer as well still.
Why?
Well,
What
no,
for?
it's just one of those things you do, isn't it?
Are you going to ever take those pills?
Never
Old
really thought about
fucking
it.
placenta. Ella's 5 this year.
No, they're Enzo's ones, even more.
Kid's fucking 9 this year. Those pills are then 10 years old.
Well,
because it was when he was 0.
Yeah, but apparently you're supposed to, the point of them was...
Oh, it's a load of old
I
shit.
took half of them when I had him. And that's
Well, it didn't work. You had postpartum psychosis.
Exactly.
Wanted to bloody top yourself and the baby and fucking chuck yourself out of a window. So that worked
I'm not
for
laughing
you,
about that,
didn't
by the
it?
way, because it was really bad. But then I got help. But then apparently you're supposed to take
Oh,
the second lot
menopause.
during
One load
menopause.
of old shit. They're all
Yeah.
gone off. All the nutrients. Just chuck them in the bin.
Do you wanna
Chuck it
try
all.
one?
Well, no, I don't want to eat your placenta.
I'm going to bring them in.
I
You
don't-
have to eat my
gummies?
No,
they're
they're like
like
hard
a vitamin
tablets.
pill. I'm going to bring them in next week. and
I'm
gonna-
not going to eat your placenta.
How much? How much to
No
eat my
amount of
placenta?
money.
Lick
No
my
amount.
placenta. How much to lick my placenta?
No, it's disgusting.
Anyway, how much to lick my placenta?
I'd do it for free.
Yeah.
What? Brown
Milk
nose.
it, milk it.
No, but all these kids. I mean, look at that shelf. Look at that stupid little painted trophy on there.
What
that
painted
shitty
trophy?
painted plant
Oh.
pot. Why have I kept this shit?
Because you're a good mother. Yeah, but then why are you creating tooth fairy certificates?
Well, I put them in the bin after.
Not true.
Just
they
a
get,
temporary.
They get momentary joy out of it.
Momentary joy,
It's
and then
bad
in the
though, isn't it?
bin.
But I'm on the 4th tooth in a couple of weeks, and I'm just like, oh, give a shit. Like the first time, I was like, big fanfare. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is so exciting, and
No.
getting a little, the
Over
ceremony. Now it's like literally, I literally threw a £2 coin in the pillowcase. He was, oh no, actually, even he lost interest because I found the £2 coin just sitting on his bedside
Yeah.
table. Hadn't even bothered putting it in his wallet.
See? So I just think
I think we need to be more consistent around this, parents. Like, because then Enzo's
it's very
saying
hard to
some
keep
peop-
doing the same thing
Yeah,
over and over again and keep the
exactly.
excitement up. Maybe we should just say you get money for your first tooth, and then
then
after
that's it.
that's
Then
it.
it's-
Sorry and good night.
And then welcome to the school of hard knocks, kid.
Yeah, well, I've got, I can't keep giving 20 quid every
Wait,
time.
no, you-
Once I've done it
no,
once.
you cannot.
Then Clemmy thought she gets 20, so I had to give her 20.
How much did you get as a kid?
Not a pound, 50p.
50p. I got, and I always remember because my bloody mum and dad kept forgetting because my parents and they quote unquote don't go in for any of this shit. But I had to write signs all around the house with like arrows all the way up the stairs. Tooth fairy this way. Then you got to my bedroom, another massive sign, tooth fairy on their pillows, because I'd obviously figured it out. On their pillows, signs, don't forget tooth fairy before you go to sleep. Fucking still forgot.
Stop. Really?
My parents were like, oh, sorry, I was too busy doing the horses, doing the dogs. Never mind, don't worry.
What did you get, Ems?
Got a
Pound.
in my little box.
Oh, did you have a
she had a
tooth?
I had a tooth fairy little round little box with a fairy on top of it.
Like
which
a
I still
silver.
have.
Do you know you
Yeah,
can buy
like a
those silver ones
box.
for like a
That's the kind of
christening
shit you
and
do.
stuff?
That's the kind of shit you do. You like all that stuff, don't you?
But it
Well,
is
I
weird
just
when you get
did-
older.
I did, but now I just think it's a load of old turk.
Because now I have like, my mum has this box of like keepsake shit from when we were little. And now
What's in
there's like my first curl from my first
Yeah,
hair,
why?
haircut. And then it's like,
You know, I have got this shit too.
I've
and then there's just a
Why?
box of teeth. And I'm like, that is odd.
When you think about it, it's
is
odd.
What are you
weird.
going to
isn't
do?
it?
Make a necklace?
Well,
like,
and also, when Elle starts losing her teeth, I'm obviously not going to separate them. So I'm just going to have a random
yeah.
like bowl of teeth. I mean, it is
It's a bit
weird.
sinister, isn't it?
Also, I
Yeah.
kept my wisdom teeth when I got them pulled out. Why? Why did I
Why?
keep my wisdom
You were
teeth?
an adult now.
I know. I was 25. And I kept my wisdom teeth. Or did I ever tell you about that
you
when I had
still
them
got
extra?
them
Yeah, I'm
then?
going to bring those. Let's do a show and tell.
That's what you should
Let's
have
do a
brought
show
today.
and tell. I should have bought the wisdom teeth. I should have done. But when I had those wisdom teeth out, I remember I was in absolute agony. I was hosting Kids Telly Show at the time for CITV. I remember I was in fucking agony. You know when you got really bad
Yeah.
infection, you get all fluey and everything. And I went to this emergency dentist in central London, and I remember the guy saying, he was like, look, it's your wisdoms. I can take them out now under local. I remember going, you know me.
No.
I was like, no, I can't do that. I said, I've had the other two, which were impacted, taken out through general anaesthetic. And he went, these ones are a bit easier, but you need them
Actually,
out.
I had mine under local.
But he did
No,
it.
sedation.
Oh, sedation. Oh, no, he just did local. But I was in so much agony. I was like, just get them out. But as he did it, he went, and I remember hearing, and he went, it take me literally 5 seconds.
Oh, you heard it.
And I heard it go crack, crack as he pulled them out with pliers. But he went crack, crack. But as I did it, he was sitting right next to me.
You elbowed him.
My reaction, reflex, I elbowed him right in the balls. And he literally went, oh, like a cricket ball had gone in his gonads. And as he went to pull it, and it was all in one big sweeping motion, elbow in the crotch, pull it out with the pliers.
Oh my
I was
God.
so embarrassed. The poor man was in, he was like, it's okay. Like, I was so embarrassed. But yeah. I felt quite brave, but I kept the wisdom teeth. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Weird, isn't it? And I walked
I don't
around
know what I
with
did
two
with my
tampons
one.
in my mouth because they had to stuff it up to stop the bleeding. Literally had two tampons
I would
in my
never
mouth.
get one. My wisdom. You know, I had that one. I was so ill for ages. 3 months.
Let me tell you.
I had dry socket for.
Oh, that dry socket.
That
That was the
was
worst
so
thing
painful.
you've ever had.
That was worse than my back.
Yeah, bad.
That was
Everyone
like,
says how bad
Oh,
that is.
it was so bad.
For you to complain as well, because you have a very high pain threshold. Like you were walking around with a broken foot for weeks. And you're like, oh yeah, it's broken. Like I knew that was bad.
That tooth was bad. That was like the worst pain I've ever been in, actually.
Right. Well, are we all well today? We're all fit and well today?
I think we're good.
We're good.
we're fine and dandy.
I
Well,
want to
then-
know what Arlie Fannings do with keepsakes. Are you ruthless like me?
Or or has anyone got the most elaborate bougie keepsake system situation that you want to
Because they're not
share?
going to be a family heirloom. And then also I saw this thing on Instagram and it was like, think of the now, like where we all live in our houses. Like in 100 years,
Oh, all gone.
we're all going to be dead. Our kids will be dead.
Cheerful.
And the house we live in will no longer be our house or no one's going to remember us. So you've got to live in the now. That's what it was about. I quite liked it because it was like, you've just got to live for now and like live in the moment and like you just live your best life. You only get 80 summers on average in your
is.
lifetime. And so just live because all of this shit actually means nothing in the end.
It all goes to dust.
Yeah, imagine our podcast.
Dust.
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 It'll be there forever on the internet.
It will
Once we're
actually.
gone.
Actually, this is legacy shit, guys.
We're leaving a legacy.
We're leaving an
It's not a very
actual
good legacy. We're basically known for farting and burping.
And talking about vagines.
Yeah, talking
That's a
shite.
legacy.
That's quite good.
Speaking of talking shite, let's get a little bit of education into our souls. Imogen Rose
I think
Letitia
that's a
Hart.
stretch.
There's always a caveat. It's time for
Did you know with Imo? Dun-dun-dun-dun.
This is from Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Abby says, what does she say? I just came across a fact I cannot get my head around. Thought this could be a good did you know with Imo. Did you know that an emperor penguin can dive down to a depth of over 500 meters? That is the depth of about 1.5 times the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
Pretty deep.
At that depth, it's completely dark and a temperature of 4 degrees C.
Ooh, chilly.
They have
Having an ice bath.
They have special hemoglobin and slow heart rate that allows them to do this. Apparently, it's for foraging purposes.
What do they eat? Fish?
Yeah.
Actually, I did the penguin experience at London Zoo once with Dixie. Got
What did you have to
invited
do
down.
for that?
Got to feed them. They're very cute penguins. I'd quite like a penguin.
They're very cute.
That's a good did you know. Did you ever hear that story years ago? It went around viral about the kid that went to London Zoo and came home with a small penguin in his backpack.
No.
Oh my God.
Is it true?
I don't know, but that story, LuAnna, hopefully someone else heard this. Imo, Google it. Just say small boy penguin London Zoo. I heard it from so many different sources about a little boy that went.
And he stole a penguin.
Yeah, and I think he has special needs, and something like they didn't know until he got home, and he'd stolen a penguin or a baby penguin. Okay. Is it up? Is it?
I think it might be made.
Was it bollocks? But
Anna's spreading fake news. I quite like that story.
But it was
Let's
such
run
a
with
fun story. Is it come up?
Yeah, but I think it's in like a
fake news.
Yeah, fake news website.
How fun would that be?
Let's just read it anyway.
It says, boy steals penguin from zoo.
Yeah, this is what I saw.
Police investigate after 10-year-old boy stole a penguin from French zoo and smuggled it back to Britain in his backpack. I don't think that's
He smuggled it from France to Britain.
The penguin was called Pingu.
Okay, it's obviously bollocks
because
I heard the story was it was London Zoo, so it was on a school trip,
twisted.
so it's obviously been massaged,
bollocksed around.
You know what I actually watched this weekend that was quite interesting? I watched the Ocean Gate documentary on Netflix.
Oh, I really want to watch it.
It was really
Wait, what's it about?
You know the
submarine.
that it imploded, the Titanic one.
Oh, I'd like to watch that.
Yeah.
I would
is
recommend.
that out now?
Yeah.
What is it? Because didn't Channel 5 do it? Or is it
No,
Netflix, is it?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
Do you know what else is out which I want to watch? The Grenfell.
Yes,
you
that's
watch
also
that?
on Netflix.
Yeah, it's
Is
also
it?
Grenfell Tower. I've not watched that yet.
Yeah, I heard that back in the news again, over the last couple of weeks. God, there's some pretty dark stuff on the old telly, isn't there? But fascinating.
And in real
that
life.
Ocean Gate stuff. Because didn't the dude, like there's a lot of shade at the dude, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd read a review on it.
Yeah.
What dude?
From the CEO and founder of Ocean Gate, etc.
Who also died in the accident.
Yeah.
Seemed like quite a
bit
toxic
shonky
person.
and a bit shonky,
Basically, lots of people were like flagging issues with the
And he was just...
and every time that someone flagged an issue, they basically got fired.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's a bit shonky and that's what
does shonky mean?
Shonky, a bit shady.
And
Allegedly.
evidently I don't know whether he was just ignoring it because he was just so
had so much
invested
faith
in himself
in what he'd done.
or whatever. But they never tested it.
Way.
They did lots of testing of pressure testing because they made it basically out of carbon fiber.
Yeah.
And they never had a successful pressure test before they made it into a giant thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was reading the reviews.
Because they tested small versions
and
of
it.
It kept just blowing up, basically.
So then they thought, fuck it, we'll make a big one and shove people in it and shove them down in the sea.
Yeah.
And then obviously it...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a really fascinating documentary, but that fella, I mean, he's dead, so sad, but also
he knew.
not great.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
I feel bad for all the other people.
Maybe it was a suicide mission.
I don't think so. I think he was just
was so almost just so obsessed
believed.
It was
with
almost like a cult. He was so into it that I think he just
lost his
really
head
believed in
almost
it.
with it. Yeah. Well, I'll watch that because
I recommend.
that.
It's
I'm
fascinating.
Gonna watch that tonight.
Do you know I started watching Clarkson's Farm?
Oh,
me too.
Alex is obsessed with it. He
Season
absolutely
4
loves
now.
it. Oh no, so I got some.
Got your own
got my
today?
own lip balm today. Yeah. I hear it's another absolute belter.
I
Al's obsessed.
only watched episode 1. I do like Jeremy Clarkson. Right.
Right, messages. Let's get smashed in, shall we?
Oh, we've got a double, Anna.
go on
Betty and Joan.
Right.
They say, hi, LuAnna, Emma, and all that jazz. It's Betty and Joan here, and we'd like to share the story of how Betty's husband ruined our friend's Hendy. It was Betty's first big night out since giving birth to her daughter a year ago, and we were both excited to celebrate our friend's Hendy, which is being held at a posh restaurant in our local city, before heading out to party the night away in the city's bars and clubs afterwards. About half an hour into the evening, Betty starts getting lots of messages from my husband. That is annoying, isn't it? I don't like it when I've got friends like that.
No,
Andrew
just
never
put the
bothers me
phone
on a night
away.
out.
Why do you need to speak to your husband? Stop it.
Anyway, let's call him Gary. Said he couldn't get their daughter to settle and go to sleep. Well, what's Betty
you
meant
can't
to do?
do much when you're
She's
out.
out. There was lots of messages to and fro with Betty reassuring her husband that he was doing a great job and things to try and get her to settle. 20 minutes later, there's commotion at the doors of the restaurant.
Oh, Gary only fucking turned up.
Oh, fucking wet
Oh,
blanket
Gary.
father.
Come on, Gary.
I hate men like this.
Come on, Gary.
There's commotion at the doors of the restaurant with Gary holding their hysterical baby who's covered in vomit. Betty naturally leaves the hen do, now also in hysterics.
dear.
Now, we must point out that this was a Saturday night. And also, can we say this baby was one? It wasn't like a newborn. This was a Saturday night, and the bar in question was in the middle of the party area of the city centre, which was a 30-minute drive from Betty and Gary's house. We all assume that there must be something seriously wrong to bring a 1-year-old into the city centre on a Saturday night.
I was going to say, caveat to Gary, if there's a massive emergency, I still have questions around it, but okay, okay.
We tried phoning and messaging Betty to find out what was happening, but as we got no reply, we assumed they must be at the hospital with their poorly child.
Which you would, yes.
Naturally, no one felt like partying anymore, knowing that our friend's child was seriously ill. So the bride decided to end the hen party early, and we never made it to the bars and clubs. The next morning, finally got hold of Betty to check on her daughter.
Yeah.
Turns out the reason that her daughter wouldn't settle was because she had a wet nappy. And Gary hadn't thought to check this. And the reason for her being covered in vomit was because Gary's driving had made her sick several times, doing a 30-minute journey in 20 minutes.
Oh, dear.
Once Betty had changed her daughter's nappy and put her in fresh, clean PJs, she'd gone straight to sleep on the car journey home, closely followed by Betty. Needless to say, Gary wasn't popular. At the wedding a month later, love you all, keep up the great work, Betty and Joan.
Oh, Gary, you need to get in the bin, mate. You need to get in the bin. He
You know
ruined
what?
a hen do.
Women need to really seriously think about what men they have children with, personally.
I mean, Gary,
on.
that is a low bar.
That's so out of order.
That's a low
I've been
bar.
on nights out with friends before and they've had like their other half like messaging and hassling them. It really puts me
could
off their
you-
other halves.
but
Like
could you-
I really don't like
Take umbrage.
that.
But can you imagine, though, if it was the other way round? Let's
Yeah.
say Gary was on a stag do and old Betty rocks up with the
I know.
baby. And do you know what I mean? I think that's just...
So bad.
That's so bad.
Boobs coming out.
Wow, bloody
That's
hell.
not-
Gary, you need to do better.
Yeah, but
Right.
Betty's an enabler.
Well, maybe Betty, that was Betty's moment to step up and go, Gary, you've had your
Well,
one chance.
let's hope
Never again.
Betty has put Gary in his place.
Yeah, exactly. Never again.
What a joke.
Oh, dear. Message from Anonymous. So, Winona. Hey, ladies. First off, I just have to say how much I love the pod. You girls are truly my saving grace every week. Thank you. Do you know what I have to say? We've had a real swathe of messages like that again recently. And thank you, guys. We really do appreciate that lovely feedback. She says, I really need your advice. Okay, my boyfriend and I have been together. You're right there, Im.
She needs
I
to
was going to
sneeze.
sneeze. I think I'm okay.
I thought you were conjuring up something. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years, navigating a longish distance relationship. We also have the best dog in the world, our little baby. Over the past 2 years, we've been saving for a house. And now that we've spoken to a mortgage advisor, the ball is officially rolling.
Woo!
Yay! And we are looking at properties. The plan has always been for me to move to his area, away from my family, with the idea that when I get pregnant, we'd eventually move back at some point, but not anytime soon. Here's where things get complicated. Whenever we're out with his friends or around kids, he always makes comments about not wanting children. I assumed this was just him showing off for the boys, or that he meant not right now. But in private, though, we talk about baby names, and he's even bought a kid's motorbike and quad that sit in our shed. So I thought that having kids was still part of our future. Recently, I asked him directly if he sees children in our future. The conversation didn't go the way I expected. He cried for the first time in 5 years and admitted that he's not sure if he wants kids. I was completely shattered. Is this uncertainty just because he can't picture the future yet? Or does he genuinely not want children? For context, I'm 28 and he's 30. I've always been very open about wanting to be a mum, and 2 years ago, I unexpectedly fell pregnant. We made the difficult decision that it wasn't the right time for us. Please don't judge. No judgment, babes. But I always hoped that someday I'd be able to tell him I'm pregnant again, and this time that he'd be happy. I love this man with everything I have. He's not always the best with words, but he shows me his love in a million little ways. Lately, his words and actions feel disconnected. He says he can't picture us living together, yet we're actively looking at houses. And I'm already at his place 5 nights a week. I don't know what to make of it, and I feel completely lost. So here's where I need your advice. Does this mean we have to break up, or is this just something that he can't visualise right now? I'll be forever grateful for the pod and everything that you do. I love you girls. Please keep me anon, and I recommend this to everyone I know and meet. Thank you, darling. Oh.
I just think we're going to say the same thing.
Babe, he doesn't want kids.
Well, also, he doesn't want to live with her.
No.
So why? I think it's a breakup time.
It's really sad, but this is not going to work, unfortunately. Do you know, if this helps to put into context,
it is sad when you love someone like that much, and then you realise that actually everything you've been planning and wanting isn't what they want.
It's disconnect. I mean, I know it's easy. It is always easy for other people to say because we're not emotionally involved, and we get it so much harder than just us, two bits going, leave him. But if I can give you a bit of my own personal anecdote, years and years ago, my boyfriend before I met Alex and married Alex, we had this sort of situation.
Yeah, I remember you saying, actually.
And essentially I made it very clear from the start that I wanted marriage and kids. It was a big deal for me. He, to be fair, never promised that he wanted that either, but I hoped that he might.
Yeah, you sort of hang on.
You sort of hang on. And then 4 years into our relationship, we got to the crux. I'd turned 30, all my friends were starting to get married. And really, we had a very painful realisation, and neither of us were wrong or right. I really couldn't see a future without me having kids, and he couldn't see a future having kids.
And do you know what he's gone on to do now?
I don't know, but I don't believe he's had a family since. No,
so he didn't want that.
No, and it was really painful. And I think both of us tried to make it fit for quite a while, and it really did come down. I know this sounds a bit macabre, but I actually got to the point because he did sort of then right towards the end was like a bit desperate. I think, go, no, do you know what? It's fine. I do want them. I do want them.
You don't.
And I was like, you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be really honest about what you deserve. And as painful as it is, and I remember thinking to myself, I have to stick with my gut here. And like, as painful as this is, I know he doesn't really mean it. I think he wants to mean it. Something is scaring him around having a family. But I thought in my head, and this sounds a bit weird, but I thought, and careful what you wish for, right? Because it did actually end up happening. I thought, if I'm having children with a man who is a bit sketchy in the first place, what if, God forbid, pregnancy, birth, being a parent is not this perfect linear thing, which it isn't. And I thought I will always forever feel guilty or indebted, or that I have to mask how I'm feeling because I'm thinking he'll just go, I told you so.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want this. And even Alex was very pro having kids, very pro having family, and it was really bloody hard. But the one thing around that, and actually he found it. Yeah, and he found it a lot harder than I think he'd ever thought it would be. But at least there's never ever been you never really wanted them. We never had that horrible, it's always been the opposite.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, but we always wanted to have children. And I think you've said it yourself, this is really painful. Unless you said he's starting to become distant and disconnected, I think he's checking out.
Also, he said, the fact that you said, he says he can't picture us living together, yet we're actually looking at houses. The man's got no balls. He's got no balls to actually turn around and say to you, I think we're 5 years in, it's run its course. Yeah. I don't see a future with you. I don't see us living together, and I don't see us having children.
And I'm sorry about that.
And I'm sorry, and I get why he isn't saying that, because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
And it's familiarity.
He loves you.
And often when we're stuck in familiarity keeps us longer than we actually should.
Yeah.
It's harder sometimes to step out, and change is scary.
And also, he will love you like you love him. Like, there will be love there from him to you. But the fact is that he doesn't see that with you, and he needs to do the right thing and just fucking say it. Because often these like people like this, they don't say it. They keep stringing you along.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're now, you know,
You're wasting time.
you've wasted time. And actually it's time where you could have met someone else, because there is always somebody else out there.
There is. And you do, I always say this when I do couples work, you have to be really, the biggest conversations to have before you get into a committed relationship are the big questions. Where do you see your future? Do you want children? Do you want marriage? And those are, and how big of a deal breaker is that for you? They're big conversations. People in dating go, oh, isn't it coming on too strong? I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
Because if you are 3-4 dates in and you're starting to fall for someone or think someone's going, you have to have these big conversations about your future. Does one of you want to travel? Does one of you want to stay at home and be a little Darby and Joan? None of it's wrong, but you have to align, because trust me, you'll get a few years into marriage or, and you'll have massive conflict around
The
it.
last thing you want to do as well is get a mortgage with this guy.
I'm sorry for the hard truth, but I think
luck.
you know. Message next from Anonymous. So Esther, when I was in my mid-20s, I used to have a boyfriend who had a kink for nylon tights. Oh. Whenever I would wear them, he could never keep his hands off my legs, which, to be honest, at that age, I didn't mind the constant attention that my legs were getting. It also meant if I needed a new pair of tights, he would invariably buy them for me. His favourite tights, I remember, were the Pretty Polly mock suspender tights that were all the rage a little bit back in the day. Do you remember? Didn't Holly Willoughby wear them?
Tights, and then it had the pretend sort of suspender marks. Do you remember those tights?
I think that was Holly's first modelling job or something.
Was it?
Yeah, something like she was the Pretty Polly model or something at 17. Anyway, when we would be getting frisky, sometimes he would ask me to keep my tights on for him in bed. He would like to lick me out, which he was actually quite good at, but through the nylons.
Very kinky.
It actually worked out quite well in that he wasn't the best in bed. Ouch. But was great with his tongue.
Well, that's good.
It's all you need.
Yeah.
And he would be determined to keep going until he made me come inside my tights.
That's good then.
Oh, this is fine.
I'd say it was good in bed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everyone has a different strength. At which point, all he wanted to do was wank his cock at me and shoot his load over my legs in tights like I was target practice. And it generally didn't take him long to finish.
But at least
It's
he
like
made you come
pump and
first.
go. Pump and wallop
tights.
and spaff. One night, when we were particularly drunk after a night out, I was in just my tights, ready for our usual fun, when I needed to go to the toilet for a quick wee.
Oh.
My boyfriend suddenly blurted out that it was a fantasy of his to watch me piss myself in my tights.
Gone another level. We're now at level 5.
We've gone left, yeah. Oh, from the other week. There was a bit of awkward silence as I barely acknowledged it. Then I could see his face start to turn bright red with embarrassment.
Well, you've got to do it then. I would just do it.
Oh, I don't know. The bright red would give me a bit of an ick, I think.
I'd be like, fine, I'll just do it.
I mean, I would do it, but you got.
Wank your cock at me.
Oh.
Spaff and we'll go to sleep.
I mean, yeah. Looking back, God knows why I did it, but I said I would do it for him like it was no big deal. I think it was the sheepish, embarrassed look on his face.
That would be me.
But I would get such an ick about the embarrassment, the second-hand embarrassment. I'd be like, at least follow through with it with a kind of, go on, do it. Do you know what I mean? Be confident and stand on that, Anyway, I didn't want him to feel bad. I mean, you're a wonderful person. Anyway, I don't need to go into much detail, but cut to the chase, me standing in the shower as a warm trickle starts to descend down my legs and tights as my visibly excited boyfriend watches on. I can't say it felt particularly nice or that I enjoyed it.
All warm and soggy.
In tights, like Nora Bassey tights.
Thrush Central.
Oh. Or that I enjoyed it in any way. And as soon as I was finished, I kicked him out so I could have a quick shower. Once I got out, I went back to the bedroom to get dressed, dry and dressed. While my boyfriend went to the toilet, I'd forgotten my makeup bag, so I quickly went back to the back room to get it. And what do I find? Bathroom, sorry, to get it. And what do I find? There was there's my boyfriend with one hand holding the pissy tights in his mouth and the other playing with him. It's like a dog with a bone. Safe to say we didn't last too much longer after that, and I put this down to youthful experimentation, never to be repeated.
I think I'd get off on that.
Would you? Would you actually? For real? Oh no, urine.
Someone sucking on your wet tongue.
I'd just find that so
dirty.
Just dirty.
Animalistic.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, you dirty bastard.
No, anything to do with excrement and I'm out.
Well, not poo.
No. We not so bad. Anyway, funny thing is, like sucking on it like a sponge. Begs his face. She's like, I'm a professional human being here. What does my life come to? Anyway, she carries on. Funny thing is, he ended up marrying someone I vaguely knew from school. And on the occasions I still see her... No! She's always wearing tights, no matter if it's the middle of winter or the height of summer.
Tights in summer. It's just a no.
She's been conditioned. And I can't help but chuckle to myself. He clearly hasn't lost his tights fetish. Last time I saw her, I couldn't help but wonder if he ever brought up his fantasy with her or if it was just me daft enough to enact it for him.
No, she's pissing in those tights.
Babes, I'm telling you.
For sure, they're both well into that.
They're into the tight
She
kink.
might even be pooing in them by this time.
I think there's a lot.
Well, they're married now.
Yeah.
It would have escalated.
Imagine like poo all squished into the tights and then smear.
Coming through all the little holes.
Like a stretch bag.
Well, squishes it through all on its face. Right, we've gone too far.
The degradation in this pod is revolting.
Remember, if you want to get in touch, you can email us, LuAnna at everythingluanna.com. Or you can drop us a WhatsApp on 07745 266 947.
Newsy bits. Right. So what we got, Imo?
From one sexy story
to a really quite
dark,
horrible one. Violent pornography showing strangulation is to be banned. I didn't know that it was allowed, to be honest.
Well, no, it's like choking.
Yeah, but I can imagine why it's
Oh my God, someone did that to me once. I passed out.
Really? What, during sex?
Yeah.
Really?
Bad.
Did you consent?
Oh yeah, it was like rough, and then that was it.
Did you enjoy it?
But did you ever, when you were little, like I remember being at a pony camp thing.
Everyone used to try and do it to each other.
And we used to go like that
up
to
against
each other.
the wall.
So dangerous.
Yeah.
Did you
we
never
did it
do
at
that?
parties.
I
yeah.
think it was a thing of our
it was
era.
a
Did
90s,
you do that, Bex?
I think it was
definitely
a
a
thing.
90s thing.
Anyone
you
else
used to go
do
up
this?
against the wall
Yeah.
and you'd go like that to someone's neck
see if you could
and then
pass
see
out.
if you could make them pass out, and then they'd pass out.
All the boys used to do it.
awful.
Yeah, we used to do it at
I
parties.
remember doing it at this pony camp. I
Yeah.
must have been about 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We were about 14, 15, and that's
Yeah.
what you did at house parties. It was always the
really
boys that
bad,
would start doing it.
actually.
Yeah, they'd all try and
I totally forgotten about that.
it would be like strangulate.
Yeah.
Hey, funnier.
And then like you'd be like shagging and be like, ugh.
Never did it in sex.
Didn't you?
But no,
no.
but
It
always
makes an orgasm really intense.
Ban
So
me.
this like choking kind of thing is going to be banned because it's too violent. The government's announced plans to make any porn showing strangulation illegal as part of their pledge to halve violence against women and girls.
Well, this is fair. This is fair. Yeah.
It's already actually, I didn't know this, a criminal offence to possess porn depicting life-threatening acts, such as graphic strangulation.
I didn't know it was illegal.
I didn't know it was illegal.
To have the porn. But the government is set to tighten up the laws, warning that dangerous online material is perpetuating which I do agree with, because porn is playing a huge part in all of this incel culture, perpetuating the growing epidemic of violence against young women, because boys are not seeing actual real life sex, basically. It's so heightened. So it comes after the Independent Porn Review. It was conducted by Baroness Gabby Burton.
Baroness Gabby, head of the porn review.
Head of the Porn Review.
Why is that funny? I don't know. I'm sure it's a very serious job.
It is, but as you say, hello, darling, what did you do today?
I'm head of the porn
I'm
review.
head of porn.
I've been reviewing Baroness.
Lot of
Baroness,
porn.
let's sit at that big grand table. Baroness, what have you been doing today? Well, I've been looking at some big dicks going in strangling girls,
Badges.
and I've decided, Bobby, that's dangerous. No,
Ban it.
he would be called Tarquin. Tarquin.
Yeah.
That is dangerous. You don't do that to me
No.
with my 70s bush.
No, you don't.
So
Wow.
nobody else must do that.
Not to be said for a 70s bush. Anyway, it found that so the Baroness found that media sources have normalised such acts, which is true. She's right.
Yeah.
And has created a belief that choking a partner during sex is safe because it's non-fatal.
But
No,
it's not.
I really support this. Her review, and I know we've been joking about it, but this obviously is a very serious story. It urged, and she's done a great job by the sounds of it, urged ministers to crack down on degrading, violent and misogynistic porn in 32 recommendations, including outlawing so-called nudification apps.
Oh, I don't know what a
No, I
nudification
don't know what
app
that is.
It's like an AI thing where you put in a photo of someone and it'll strip the clothes off them.
Yep.
Well, I mean, AI is so clever. Did you see that thing I put up this morning of Donald Trump?
No.
It looked like he's got him in a little pink outfit, and he's on the back of a motorbike with Elon Musk, and it looks so real.
Really?
And it's all AI.
It's all AI, isn't it?
All
Yeah.
AI. But she goes on to say that online porn is fueling some of the gravest issues in our society, from domestic violence to toxic masculinity to the mental health crisis among young people. And I have to agree with her.
She's not wrong. She absolutely is, and she is. And I think this is actually
It's
a very.
I mean, domestic violence is an epidemic. I was in the hairdressers, and the most beautiful girl comes in, and I was earwigging, and she's like, "Oh yeah,
Best time to earwig, by the way.
like she was basically on a night out. I then did talk to her about it, but she's on a night out. Boyfriend just came and got her from wherever she was, and then beat the living daylights out of her. She was going, "Oh, I've got a scar here and a scar here." He's now in prison. She was like, "Oh, I just don't know if I want to send him to prison."
Oh.
I know, but it's just so. But it's just, and she went, "Oh," and the most thing was that he ripped my eyelashes off, and I thought, "Oh my God, you're so."
Like blasé about it. And
she was so blasé about it.
Well, I know people in
It was
my life
really
that have
awful.
also gone through this, and it is scary how almost accepting
that
of it. It's like, oh yeah, that happened. You know, oh well.
That was a chat, and it's like, no.
If someone hurt, nobody should hurt anyone. I'm not into hitting children. I'm not into hitting nobody should be violent to anybody. Never accept it. Why are we accepting it? Stop
but not
it.
even the violence. It's also just the mental and emotional abuse, like Gary from our first story, like messaging his wife on the night out. It's not okay. Everybody is an independent person, and your partner should complement and enrich your life.
Yeah.
And if your life is not being complemented and enriched by your other half, they are not the right person for you, and they do not deserve you.
No.
And if you're feeling it's more bad than good, and you're living for the tiny little light shining good moments, it's not good.
It's not good.
Why are people putting up with it? Wild.
Please stop putting up with it, guys.
Anyway, the Baroness says that she's not a prude. She said, "I'm not saying that porn shouldn't exist, and I'm not a prude, and I'm not saying people shouldn't watch
some
it.
porn's great.
But basically, it just needs classifying, and certain standards have to be met."
Which I think we're all in favour of, yeah? I think this should be, you know, this is clearly a good move, because it just helps parents as well, I think, and also kids and teens, whenever they're accessing all of this, it just helps put those boundaries. This comes down to boundaries and what is acceptable and what not acceptable. You know, I'm raising a boy, obviously a girl as well, but a boy, and I'm more and more aware. Funny enough, they got sex education this week, you know, and I'm hugely pro
What do they teach
children.
them that? I mean, I should know.
It's age appropriate, but you start really with kind of more the anatomy and the correct terms for in the biological sense. But I'm a huge fan. Like, you know, Europe has it nailed. You know, they have much lower teenage pregnancies, much healthier attitudes around it.
I wonder what they teach in Europe.
But sex
that we
isn't.
don't know.
Well, it's not dirty. Sex is not dirty.
We're
sex
a bit
is
British,
a
aren't we,
wonderful
still?
thing. But we need sex. Sex is a wonderful thing, and it's changing that narrative around it. And this is where, and I get people are nervous around talking about sex, and some of my mum friends are too, and I get that. That's I am not, but I think that's
I'm
because
not really.
but I used to deliver, you know, some of these talks to primary children.
Yeah.
So I am very okay and very liberal around it, but because I've seen the impact, the positive impact on talking really honestly and openly about it. I've talked to Enzo the other day, asked me the big question around you know, how the seed gets in the egg.
What did you
say? And I told him.
The willy goes in the
the
ninny.
willy goes in the ninny. You know, and the initial, and this is what I love about him.
Mine haven't asked that yet. They know about the seed in the egg.
Yeah, and I talked about consent, but then I
might have told them it was through the belly button, actually.
But you want to correct that. But also I then followed it up with, and this is the thing with him, because I've ever since he was born, like I've talked about on here, you know, talk about periods, we talk about this.
Yeah.
He wanted to know what a period was. He knew I talked about it being an egg that isn't a viable egg and all of that.
Them.
You know, and he's gone now. The initial kind of giggly stuff. Oh my God, the giggles left a long time ago.
Yeah,
he's genuinely fascinated
yeah.
because it's just a part of life. And he explained about, and then we talked a bit about consent, you know, and I didn't call it, I think I named it consent, but I said, you know, so we don't go around, you know,
just
doing that to everyone. Yeah, you know, but it's, but
don't do that, Enzo.
No, but because even at school they're messing around and they try and put fingers up each other's bums through PE kits and stuff like that. You know, but they're kids and they should be allowed to explore it and be curious without us dirtifying it through an adult lens. So I think it is a parent's responsibility and teachers to educate our children. I get it's a difficult topic for a lot of people, but otherwise, and like, you know, what we're doing here, banning these extreme pornographic
because also kids then are
depictions.
going and seeking out porn.
Exactly.
And then this is what they're seeing. And then they're trying to reenact what they've seen.
Because that's all they've been taught, and they don't actually understand it from For me, it's about grassroots up.
Yeah. This woman in our next story is a big fat fake.
Go on.
This is you, Anna.
It's me, innit?
A UK woman who forged a diploma, worked as a psychiatrist for 20 years.
No.
She's basically a fake doctor. She practiced psychiatry in the UK's NHS for 2 decades.
This is so serious. Can I also say as well, the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist is that a psychiatrist is, they can prescribe. So this is really, really worrying because they do all the psychologist stuff, but they prescribe actual drugs. So this is very dangerous.
Well, she's been jailed and ordered to pay back hundreds of thousands of pounds. She was born in Iran. And her family emigrated to Auckland, New Zealand in the 90s. There, she failed to secure the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery degrees required to work as a qualified doctor. But she didn't let that stop her from fulfilling her dream. Girl after my own heart.
I mean, why not?
In the mid-90s, she moved to the UK. She took advantage of a legal loophole that allowed Commonwealth doctors to practice without additional examinations. I wonder if she studied but didn't pass.
Maybe.
Is what I'm getting the gist of here. Anyway, normally if you're a doctor who obtains a degree overseas, you have to take something, a test. But she bypassed that and basically forged paperwork. And she went on to practice psychiatry all over the UK for about 20 years.
I mean, did she practice well? I mean, don't
know. She used forged New Zealand medical qualifications to obtain employment in the NHS.
But she
treated hundreds of patients. Her luck came to an end in 2018 when she was found guilty of forging, once again, but this time it was the will of an 84-year-old woman in order to inherit her home worth $300,000. So they then went down a rabbit hole and then they found out all these bloody forgeries. Jail for 5 years, found guilty on 3 counts of fraud.
Oh my gosh, she was ordered to pay back more than £400,000 or face more jail time. Prosecutors claim that she earned more than £1.2 million over more than 20 years in the UK's National Health Service. Wow. She put the lives of her unknown patients at risk. She's prescribing like without a license, basically. They also warned the loophole used by this lady to practice medicine without any testing could have been used by other fraudsters. Following the case, the UK's GMC launched a major review of around 3,000 overseas doctors' licenses issued in the 90s. I mean, you can believe
you could do a lot in the olden days. I would have been a great little con woman. 100%.
You'd have just printed off one of your tooth fairy certificates.
I 100% would have been well dodgy back in the day.
Back in the day.
Oh, I would have been.
You'd have been a vet or something.
Everything.
You'd have just pretended you were a horse vet.
I would have been better than that. I would have been so rich and just been forging everything and conning everyone, I reckon. I would have been a bad person.
And now you're just so rich and you don't need to.
Jokes. I've always fancied a bit of danger in life.
Bit of danger money.
Yeah. I'd quite like if I watch Killing Eve, I'm like, I would love to have been Killing Eve.
You like to live on the edge.
On the edge. Yeah.
Well, these people like to live on the edge, or do they? It's time for
It's the Widow of the Week.
Right, Anonymous Sophia, is it weird when I use my vibrator and I'm alone? Sometimes I just watch my Instagram stories. Who do you watch? Do you watch us?
Wow.
It doesn't turn me on. I'm not getting off on what I'm seeing. I'm just a busy mum, so I'm just multitasking.
That's an interesting headspace.
Isn't it?
It's like her head is separate from her body.
I'm just thinking, that Aldi advert. Oh, yes.
I don't think I could do that.
I get that, actually.
Go on. Is it like, it's kind of a mindfulness almost?
I think sometimes like...
Do you do this? She does it. Will you be on a Zoom call?
No.
Imogen
but
does this.
I remember when I was younger watching
just...
Banged Up Abroad and having wanks.
It's not that like it's not that what's on your phone is turning you on or whatever. Yeah. It's just like
just having a little fiddle.
You're doing it anyway. There's like a means to an end, and then
I see. Just like the escapism. Just doom scrolling.
And
by the by,
you're watching LuAnna.
Have you basically climaxed to us? Is all we want to know, Thea. I don't think. Well, Imo doesn't think that's
Probably.
weird because clearly Imo does it. Okay, brilliant.
Although it is a bit weird when like I don't know if you get this, Thea, but you're doing it and then like
Someone you know.
the end happens and then you like, actually like clock what you're looking at and you're like,
Ew.
But that's like porn, though, isn't it? The minute
Oh, no,
you've
the porn's
actually,
awful,
yeah,
the
the minute
porn
you've actually
Yeah.
done the deed, and then you're like, oh god, get it off.
you feel
I don't
filthy.
really
You do
watch
feel
porn
filthy.
ever now. You used to be well into granny porn. Do you
You
remember?
loved granny porn.
Like years
You were
ago.
so into your granny porn.
Okay, I wasn't so into it. And if I remember
Mate,
rightly,
no judgment.
so were you.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, no judgment. I definitely went down that rabbit hole as well. I'll
I think we all went through a granny porn stage.
I did not.
Becca, have you? No.
Just us.
Just
then.
us.
It's probably because we're old.
We're old and weird.
Granny porn.
Wow.
I like to think because Lou and I have lived a very rich and fulfilled sex lives that we need to just push that boundary.
Yeah.
Methinks she doth protest too much.
Right, we've got Blanche next. Says, hey ladies, I love your podcast. Please never ever stop. I'd like to nominate my husband for Weirder of the Week. This man, who I've been married to for 8 years now, loves nothing more than eating slices of dry bread. But that's not the weird part. He'll chew it.
Oh, actually,
Keep
I
it
find
in
this
his mouth so
disgusting.
it turns a big, wet, soggy clump. Take it out of his mouth and
Ugh.
nibble on it.
No, I feel ill. No, I'm
Sucking
gonna
up
gag.
all the
I'm gonna
wet
gag.
bready bits. It's so disgusting to behold. He's the perfect husband otherwise, so I do put up with it.
Well, you say
Make
that.
my day making Weirder of the Week, please.
Yes. Yes,
We can
congratulations.
make your day, Blanche.
You're disgusting.
That's rank.
That's horrific. I really want to move on because I actually feel like I'm going to gag.
Vile.
And I really want my sandwich at lunch and to not be put off by that.
Oh,
so,
why did you mention that?
Sorry. Think
I
of
wasn't
something
even
else.
thinking about my
Think of the granny
sandwich.
porn again. Granny vag.
I don't like granny badges
Granny
anymore.
vag.
What are you into now?
It's nothing really. I think I've got no sex drive anymore. I need to get back on. I need to get back on maca-root.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The maca.
What, for sex drive?
Well, it's like a hormone. You should take
Does it
it,
work?
Perry. Yeah, because it sorts out your hormones, your energy levels, your sex drive.
Actually-
I'm going to start taking it again. I recommended it to the hairdresser yesterday. She's going through the menopause. I was like, you need to take maca-root.
You're right, maca-root's good. And I'm on my reel, my real superfoods.
Yeah.
That is really, really good. But also I am you can come along the journey with me, guys, if you like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start seeing one of those like bio people about like getting my perimenopause, like,
We just need to go and have
concoction.
your hormone. Have you
Yeah.
had a blood test? Because my friend, she's 40 in September. She was like, I feel a bit peri. And then the doctor's like, no. Anyway, gave her a blood test anyway. And she's peri.
yeah, I know I'm peri. I know I am.
Yeah, and you're older than her because you're
Yeah.
43.
Yeah.
Are you 43 this year?
No, 44 this year.
Oh my God.
No, old
You're
fuck.
actually quite a bit older than me.
Old fuck. Fuck you. But I am going to go and do it because a couple of my mates have had this done. They got to
Do you
some
have
like.
regular periods still?
Do you know what? I am so regular and I ovulate. Like I
well,
ovulated
you
the other
are
day and
fertile
I'm
then,
and I really agony when I ovulate.
Really?
Worse than a period.
You feel that egg?
Yeah, I ovulate from my left hand side.
Really?
It's that painful. Oh yeah, I've had all the
I
egg white.
just don't get anything. I'm like,
I'm bang on.
I'm just
every
like
month.
a blank piece of paper.
Oh.
No feelings. Nothing.
You get PMS still though, but you're on the coil, aren't you?
Do you think I get PMS?
No, you said you get PMS. Or do you not?
I think I get hungry.
But I now find that ovulating, any other LuFannians identify this, because I don't know if I'm the weirdo on this one, but I feel now that the ovulation week for me is worse than the period week, and I now have all the symptoms of that in the ovulation week. So I want to eat more, I have a sweet tooth, because
I have a sweet tooth.
all in ovulation, but then when I have
Once a
periods
month
now,
for like
it's nothing.
4 days.
Yeah.
Like the other week, I ate a chocolate bar every day, which is so unlike me.
That is weird.
I even ate a Yorkie. It was really good.
Oh, I love it. Raisin.
Raisin and
A raisin and
biscuit.
biscuit Yorkie.
Oh my God.
Oh my
I was in
God.
the petrol station. I was like, I
The
just fancy
purple
that
one.
Yorkie.
Oh my God, let's all
And then
get
I
some
ate
of
that
those.
Yorkie and that made me happy.
It's chunky.
And then Clemmy was with me and then she ate half of it. And I was actually
that
pissed off.
ruins, that ruins
I
the
couldn't
day.
deny her.
I would have done. That's your Yorkie. No, I know.
I
Well-
felt like, well, she can eat the calories.
Do you know what? Because actually, if someone eats half of it, it's no calories.
I was like, well,
Well, that's interesting. Well, I just want to know if anyone else feels the ovulation PMS, because now I'm in that phase now, and I wonder if it's because, you know, when you get to the end of your fertile phase, you like have a massive boom of it, like you're mega fertile towards the end.
Yes, because some people, they think that they're going through the menopause, then they get up the dump.
And I worry if I'm now in the danger zone.
Don't get up the dump.
No,
because you don't use anything.
Well, we don't have sex during ovulation at all.
Well,
so
what if you're going to be ovulating on the boat?
I won't be.
We've been on the boat now.
We have been on the boat. That episode will come soon. I reckon I'm in my last throes of fertility because I ovulate like a motherfucker. I want to eat my Yorkie, and then I get the period. The period's on time, but you know, bang, done. I don't get all of the weird symptoms now. It's ovulation.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe that. Well, they offered her. She's only 40. They offered her HRT. She said no.
The cream's really good, apparently.
What cream?
That's what you take it. You rub a cream on.
I thought you took it to my mum takes a tablet.
You can do it loads of different ways, but a lot of people now have a gel.
You just rub a bit of cream on and that's it.
Get straight into bloodstream. Yeah, it's like a gel or a cream.
That just shows that our skin is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you just put a bit of cream on your skin.
But you have the right makeup. You have the right kind of combination of HRT done. If you can get bog standard through your GP, or you can go to, I can't remember what it's called,
endocrinologist.
Yes, or something like that, where they test all your different levels because you need to have enough estrogen, enough testosterone, and they give you the right combo.
I think I could do with some more testosterone.
Woof. I've got some testosterone.
Right, I'm not ranting because I've already moaned about keepsakes and I think they're a waste of fucking time.
I really want to hear not backlash. I want to hear the feedback on the keepsakes.
Well, come on. We're all going to die. Why do we keep fucking cards as well? And you feel bad throwing away a card from your kid.
No, I throw those away.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, they just clutter up the car. I keep teeth, not cards. How weird's that?
Well, I just think chuck everything. We need to rid ourselves of all this shit.
And then some people say, take a photo of it. Then I don't want another photo on my camera roll.
Also, I wish I could just find someone that would just go through my camera roll and clean it up. I've got, how many pictures have you got on your phone?
15,000.
Okay,
that's not that many.
Isn't it?
I thought it'd be more than that.
Did you? No, I do clean my phone out.
Wait, how do I see it?
I have 32,324.
Bloody hell.
Wait, how do
What have you got, Bex?
Go on photos.
You're a social media manager. You must have shitloads.
And then it's at the top.
No, look, it's frozen. Hold on. And also, I think my phone's like every time I go on my phone.
How many photos have we all got?
222,993.
What? Pardon?
What?
That
52,000 for social media manager Bex.
Yeah, look.
52,000. I mean, sorry.
222.
906.
What memory is your phone got?
Mental.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, a big one.
A very big one.
And
Emoji, what have you got?
Yeah, 32,000.
You've only got 15. I've got 51,847 videos. 6,000 selfies.
Do you not delete when you go along?
No.
Oh, I delete.
I just want someone to take my phone.
Just go and delete all.
Bex.
Bex is like, no, I'm not doing it.
There's apps that you can do.
Yeah, they're true, actually. Yeah, you could do that.
I mean,
get Agent Sam to do it. There you
look
go.
at some of these quality pictures.
Oh, that's actually really cute. Who's the kid in there? Oh, that's Dix's friend, yeah. Oh, do you know what, guys? That is it. Thank you for joining us here today. How big is your camera roll? But don't worry, of course,
I wonder if anyone's is bigger than mine.
I think that's a record.
222,993.
That's absolutely wild.
That's what. And to be honest, even I wouldn't want to start.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But every time I get a new phone, you know, the pictures all download.
Yeah.
So I've got pictures from like 2012 and stuff. Haven't you? What are all your pictures from?
They're all backed up on my MacBook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do all this stuff.
Oh, Alex does it for me.
See, I need Alex in my life.
Well, my Alex will do it for you. I'm not even
I
joking.
can't let him look through my camera.
He won't care. He's seen you loads of times.
Yeah,
bring your
true.
laptop on the yacht. Oh, we've been on the yacht. But when we went on the yacht.
When we've recorded this episode, we haven't yet been on the yacht because basically we needed to record so we could go on the fucking yacht so we could have a time off, okay? So this is a fucking pre-record. If you don't fucking like it, go fuck yourselves because we deserve a break too. Okay, bitches, I'm going to go and drown in fucking class as all now and wear sequins and dance on tables and you bitches get this episode. Boom.
But give Al your laptop and your phone and he'll do it for you. Right, we're here on Monday. Of course we are, because we're never off, guys. We're always on. Isn't that the phrase, Imo?
It is,
we're
yeah.
always on.
Always on.
But if you don't want to wait until then, Thursday we have LuAnna Totally Extra. For you, we need you. It's your episode, LuFannians. Don't be shy. The inbox is bare.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Send your emails in, right? Your anecdotes, your stories, your petty pollies, your shit gifts. I mean, come on. Let's do this. LuAnna at everythingluanna.com is the email address. Our WhatsApp number to send a voice note or t'other is 07745 266 947.
Yes, that's all lovely. Goodbye. Follow us.
That's really important.
Is it really, though?
It's
Does
really
anyone do
important.
it? Is anyone listening now thinking, I'm just going to do what they ask? I'm going to hit follow, which
follow.
is probably in the right-hand top
It
corner.
is. Do follow now.
I'm going to follow, because if you do, you go into a draw to win a prize.
I will follow
My
them.
vagina fluids. Congratulations and jubilations.
You actually don't.
You'll get Anna's ovulation liquid. Blah, blah, blah.
No, you won't.
Right, well done. Leave us a review as well. See you Thursday. Bye.
You've been watching LuAnna The Podcast.
What do they need to do, Anna?
Make sure you subscribe.
Boom.